Hey guys, what's up? This is Gopi again with another video. In this video, we are going to set up a project for our application development. Here, you can see that I have opened one folder called YouTube in my Visual Studio Code. I created this YouTube folder in the desktop. Within this, I'm going to create or else the structuring our application. The application that we are going to develop is only consuming API from a third-party API. I'll be telling you how you can do the CRUD operation. So front end, I'm not going to use any Angular, React or any other framework. I'm going to use HTML, CSS and a JavaScript file. So let's go ahead and create the HTML, CSS and JavaScript file respectively. I will highly recommend to follow along with me even in the file creation, naming or whatever it is, so that it becomes so much easy for you to get good understanding of what I'm doing. Once you are comfortable with that, you can just play with however the way that you wanted to proceed. Let's get started. First and foremost, let me create a file called index.html. Then we need a style and then the script file. So let me create separate folders. Then I will be just putting it over there. I just create assets. So within this assets, I'll be just keeping the static file called CSS and HTML. However, the way that you want, you can just put it. So as of now, better I think I can just keep it as static files. So let me rename the folder to static. So within this static, I'll be creating one more folder that actually going to contain styles. I try to avoid as much as possible because we are going to use Bootstrap. So within this styles folder, let me create style.css. So we are done with that. So within static folder, I'm going to create one more folder called scripts, the most important file. So within this scripts folder, I'm going to create a file called script.js. Of course, you can keep it name anything, but I highly recommend you guys to follow along with me. So let me keep script script.cjs. Okay. Now we are done with our files. We have not written any code within that. Let me go ahead into the index.html file. I'll be using a lot of emmet syntax, so just follow with me. First and foremost, let me have an exclamation symbol and then tab. It will by default create the template. So in the title tag, let me change document to another one. That's JavaScript CRUD operation. I hope you guys know what is CRUD. If you're not, create, read, update, delete, those operations are called as CRUD operation. So within the body, I'm just going to have welcome to JavaScript series on YouTube. Yes, we are done with that. Now we do have a style.css and script.js. I'll be just adding those references in the HTML file. Let me go ahead and use link:/CSS. Okay, I do have style.css file, but that present in another folder called static. So within this folder, I do have styles, and within that I have style.cs. Respectively, I'll be going to add some JavaScript file. So in this JavaScript, I'll just going to keep here script:/source./ I'll be having a static. So within here, I'll be having a script, and then I have script.js. Now we are done developing we are done creating our project for index.html, CSS and JavaScript. This is for front-end development. Of course, we need some API where we will be going to fetch the data. Before creating one account for the API, we have to implement Bootstrap into our application. For that, I have already get into getbootstrap.com site. Click on get started. Here you can see there is an option called CSS. Let me copy the CDN as it is. Moving back to my Visual Studio, and before it's a CSS, right? Let me paste it before my CSS. Obviously, I'm not going to write. I'm trying to avoid as much as writing my custom CSS. I'm going to reuse whatever the CSS provided in the Bootstrap. Suppose if I wanted to, I have to customize. Chances are there in the existing Bootstrap CSS. For that, I just added my CSS file after the Bootstrap CSS, so that whatever the custom CSS I write, that get overridden by the style that I have written. That is why I maintain this order. The same is applicable for the JavaScript. So let me copy this bundle JavaScript link, and then before my script, I just let it load. That's all about our project setup. Now let's move back to browser. I'm going to use a third-party website called MockAPI. Of course, you can go ahead and create one account over there. Once you created an account, you will be landed on this page. You have to create a project. So click on this plus icon and you have to keep any name. So let me keep YouTube and then create. So a project is created and you don't have any data. So what you have to do, click on this project and you will get redirected to a resource page, and here you can see this is your base address. Okay, and apart from this base address, we will be having various endpoints for get by ID, put, post and delete. Those are all the ones that will get added once you created the resource. We have not created any resource. To create resource, click on new resource and it will ask for a name. Of course you can give anything, that's up to you. I'm just going to have data, or else by default we can just have API/v1. We can have a v1. Usually whenever you have any API, we usually have our base address and then /API/version. So I'm just keeping v1 as my version and click on create, and here you can see I have v1, I have data, edit and delete. Here you can see, right, there is one option called 0. When I mouse over, you can see there are the numbers. Those are all the fake data that you can create. Since this is a testing application, I'm just creating 2. Now you can see data generated. The fake data got generated. How could I know where the fake data get generated? Just click on this edit option, scroll a bit down. Here you can see there is a get operation. So before get, you need the base address. Where is the base address? And that is where we have in this page. So what is a get API request /v1? Let me cancel this, copy the base address as it is, / copy, open a new tab, paste it, and then v1. Now you can see, right, you got many different data here. That is how this is. Keep that in mind. This is fake data. You can just use the data, you can create, you can delete, or whatever you want, you can just do it. But these data are all actually a fake data. Now we are done with our API. We are done with our project setup. That's all. For the sake of example, I just going to create some 15 record so that I can easily work with. I think 10 is enough. So let me have a 10 record. That's it. We are done with everything. From the next video, we are going to start developing our request, our data. First, we will be sending one get request. Based on that, I'll be just preparing some HTML content. I'm very much eager for the next video. Let's see, hope you guys too. If you have any questions, if you have any clarification, please put it in the chat box. I will reply as soon as possible. If this is the first time you land on my video, please like and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.